You shouldn't date without a routine. K Wet, listen, this is the realest thing I ever seen in my life. Like, K Wet always just, if you never follow her, you gotta follow her, because she is the captain of this ship. You get what I'm saying? Even though in this war, she put me in the first line of fire, and I'm not really fucking with that. But if you ain't in our army, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Anyways, you shouldn't date without a routine. Listen, let me tell you, one part of, remember I told you I'm a recovering health addict. I'm serious. People think you could be addicted to a whole bunch of different shit. That's what I'm addicted to, and I'm not. And I'm not going back there no more, and I'm not doing that anymore. And oh my gosh. And then we not even get to the astrology of the things. Make sure you follow my Nostradamus then, because I'm about to get back on my chart changes and shit, because I gotta tell you about the Jupiter and Cancer type shit. But anyways, you should not date without a routine. I promise I'm gonna stick to what the fuck I'm saying. Hits blunt. First, I want to say I didn't even finish her video. I just heard the first part of what she said, clicked out, and came to this. And so, why shouldn't you date without a routine? So I dated a lot of guys, and I realized that I didn't really have a routine. And one thing about me, whether it's life, job, work, friendship, family, I gotta have structure. I do not thrive in no structure. So because of that, one, I'm really good at building structures because I need structure. And a lot of people think that, a lot of people get offended when I start to build structure where there's none, because they think I'm telling them they don't have structure, and I'm not even worried about their structure. It's just the fact that I have identified that there is no structure here, and I can't thrive with no structure. So I create structure for myself, and that structure becomes the blueprint. And then that's really what becomes the issue, because especially like in jobs and careers and departments and things like that, because then it's just like, oh, this bitch is pointing out we don't have no structure. And a lot of times I'm never pointing that out. I'm just identifying how I need to, I'm analyzing a situation and trying to figure out how I need to proceed forward to best be successful. You get what I'm saying? So within life, I'm gonna have to look into that. But within life, or throughout life, I have realized that I fucking need structure to be successful. So that doesn't only apply in corporate, it applies in relationships too. Every relationship where I had no structure for my personal life failed. Partially because I'm an empath. And because I am an empath, I'm going to just do what I feel. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to do here. And I'm not going to actually step back and take accountability and see if I ran out of energy, if I have anything else to give, if there's anything else, I'm just going to, that's me. But structure creates barriers that causes you to stop and check things. Okay, this structure is here. It's a wall here. There's a wall here because that means that I cannot go between this room and this room this way. So I must stop, redirect myself, and then go another way. And that moment in the stop is where you got to reassess. You got to look at things. And a lot of times, again, no structure. I'm a floating spirit. It's nothing stopping me from looking at something. I'm just keep going, not knowing if I'm doing something wrong or right. But with structure, I'm instantly stopped. And I hope that makes sense for y'all. So when I created a structure, so if you know me and you've been following me, I got something called the money making routine. And I started building this routine probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And when I say building it, just little pieces and parts of it. And now I've gotten to the place where I can put the puzzle together, and it's a clear routine that matriculates some type of outcome, some type of return on investment. If I put an input into it, something comes out of it. You get what I'm saying? No matter what. So I call that my money making routine. So that's my structure. That's the structure I've created for me in my life. So now when I meet people, and that's a lot of times too, like shout out to Funny Mike, but it's the reality of meeting structured versus unstructured people. I can't date an unstructured person because an unstructured person will try to come in and mess up my structure. And it's crazy again because sometimes, most times, people don't know they unstructured until they run into a wall. And very often I'm that wall, if that makes sense. They're like, oh shit, I can't go through this. I can't run through this wall. I can't do what I want to do here. I can't. You sure the fuck can't. Not here, not in this structure. You gotta fucking, if you want to get to the next room, you gotta stop, go out this room, and take the correct path. You get what I'm saying? So it works two ways. A lot of times when you have structure, it'll do one or two things to your partner. It'll intimidate them and try to make them big up on you, or it'll make them big up and be like, oh shit, I want structure. One, for me, because I like how this felt. I like how this person moved with structure. I just couldn't do what I wanted to do with them. I had to get myself together. I had to stop and orient myself, because have you ever run into a wall, running full speed, and that shit'll knock you the fuck on the ground, knock the wind out of you. Try it. You get what I'm saying? So when you get your stupid ass up and you gather yourself, you realize that, oh, I can't do this with this person. One, this person ain't do it to me. I did it to myself because I just was roaming around free. Ain't nobody ever stopped me. Ain't nobody ever. And I'm the type of bitch out of love, because I love myself. Me loving myself automatically knocks some sense into you to help you love yourself. You get what I'm saying? So structure. So I, as a structured person, I can't date no unstructured person. And at this point right now in my life, I can identify unstructured people, and I tell you I can't deal with you because you unstructured. But if you don't ask me how to get structured, what you mean by that, like it's on you at that point. But for me, I need it. So why do you need so the routine is your structure, whatever that is. So why is that important, and how does that help, especially in relationships? Because, and I felt like this is what K-Wet was getting to, but at the end of the day, you either fit into my routine or you don't. And I can make time for you or I won't. You get what I'm saying? And I think the dating portion of it is me figuring out if I want to integrate you into this routine long term. I feel like the first, I like to call, especially the first portions of my life, the free, like when people first meet me, the free trial. And when you give somebody the free trial or something, I don't know if y'all ever seen, what's the movie, The Wire, when they was going out giving people that shit so they can taste it and get hooked. When you give people the free trial, you give them the best. You give them the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. When the free trial up is over. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes some people free trial turn into a lifetime membership because they have given investments and shit that keeps the free trial going. But some people, they never invest, they never pay. They just think the free trial gonna last forever, and that's not how that shit is either. But with no structure, that shit can go on and on and on and on and on, because who gonna stop it? You get what I'm saying? So there's that. I gotta see where I was going with this rant. So let me watch this back real quick and hit my J. The goal is to see if they fit in your routine. If they do fit in your routine, how do they help or maximize your routine? Do they add to your routine? Do they slow your routine down? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how you can tell if a person is. Think of a routine as a scientific equation, and a partner as a variable. And I have to think of things like, I have to follow my heart and take my mind with me. You know what I'm saying? I have to follow my heart and take my mind with me because I'm so empathetic. So my routine, my money-making routine, is me putting my physical restraints in place to protect my heart. And putting, it's not a clear and unequivocal equation, but you cannot manage what you don't measure. And I just pay attention to things like that. Like, it's no way that I can stop myself from being hurt again. It's no way I can stop myself, but I can also be more careful. I can also be more cognizant. I can also be more intentional. And how can I do that? I can take care of myself. And when I put people into my life, because I'm taking care of myself, I can tell what they add or what they take away. Do you take away from time at the gym? And if I do take away time from time at the gym, is the time that I get or from spending with you, is that equally as beneficial? Even if it's just a peace of mind. Sometimes that's even better than the money you would make. You get what I'm saying? But it has to weigh out. And you can never tell that if you don't have a set structure or formula a formula for your life, something that you can look back and manage and measure what you've managed, what you've created, this relationship and your life, if that makes sense. How do you measure and manage your life in relationships?